The Travelers were formed to bring the message of peace, brotherhood, and the importance of the working people through song. We believed in something extraordinary. I came to Toronto from Port Colborne because I love singing. I just naturally gravitated to the cultural movement here. And the UJPO seemed to have everything that I wanted. It was so far in advance of any of the other organizations because I was introduced to books and music I had never dreamed of performing. I would go to Camp Nivelle and learn Jewish folk songs and sing in the Jewish folk choir. They didn't call me a shiksa or anything like that, and they were just so welcoming and wonderful. To me, it was like home.
In a little mining village, scarcely noticed on the map, bourgeois guns were turned on toilers, and their life's blood there did sap. No one dreamed of such a slaughter in that town of Estevan, that armed thugs with guns and bullets would shoot men with empty hands. 3 more martyrs for the miners, 3 more murders for the boss. Brutal laws to crush the workers who dare fight in freedom's cause. As those miners lay a-dying in their agony and pain, murmured, though we die for freedom, yet we do not die in vain. For the working class will triumph if united they will stand. They will win the world for labor and the workers rule the land. Come unite, and for freedom we will fight. Workers of the world awaken, workers of the world unite.
As far as covering up our identity, I think it was a handicap. I didn't feel I was doing anything wrong. None of the songs were terribly subversive, except that, you know, people worked hard and they lived hard and died hard. I always felt that singing songs about how people struggled and had nothing, it was very tragic. I think it was a reflection of my early years, you know. One of my father's favorite songs was, you load 16 ton and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. That was a big thing because, you know, you just worked and worked.
People say a man is made out of mud. A poor man's made out of muscle and blood. Muscle and blood.
My father contracted rheumatic fever while in the lumber camps, and it was the depths of depression. And then he got a job at Inco, and he worked in the smeltering plant. He worked 7 days a week, and the temperature would go up to about 135 degrees in the summer. So there was a movement afoot to bring in a union, because the only time you got off work was if you were deathly ill or if you went to someone's funeral. So he would take me on these walks and sign people up. And he said, the reason I'm taking you, it'll look like we're making a Sunday visit. Because it was a company town and everything was suspect.
A lot of men didn't, and a lot of men died. One fist is iron and the other is steel. If the right one don't get you, then the left one will. You load 16 tons.
Culture to me was political. If I did anything subversive, it was to bring the story of working people into people's homes by singing.
I owe my soul to the company store. You load 16 ton. What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. Another day older and deeper in debt. Another day older and deeper in debt.
Spring Hill, Nova Scotia, down in the dark of the Cumberland mine. There's blood on the coal and the mine miners lie in the roads that never saw sun nor sky, roads that never saw sun nor sky.
In the town of Spring Hill you don't sleep easy, often the earth will tremble and roll.
When the earth is restless, miners die. Bone and blood is the price of coal. Bone and blood is the price of coal.
I always felt happier when I was an amateur. When I got paid for singing, then it became a chore because I became something I wasn't. With the success of the group in the 60s, there's the lure of becoming bigger and making more money, and that becomes the focus. And I think I start feeling that we are further hiding our identity. It was getting further and further from what we started out. We weren't doing as many benefits. We weren't we weren't singing for unions or working people. And naturally, you cannot sustain yourself by looking to where the gold is. I thought, we're not dealing with anything. We're not dealing with racism, we're not dealing with poverty. It seemed repetitious and old, and how long can you just be peddling fame on one or two songs?
When the union's inspiration through the workers' blood shall run, there can be no power greater anywhere beneath the sun. Yet what force on earth is weaker than the feeble strength of one? But the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever, solidarity forever, solidarity forever, for the union makes us strong.
It was we who plowed the prairies, built the cities where they trade, dug the mines and built the workshops, endless miles of railroad laid. Then we stood outcast and starving amid the wonders we had made. But the union made us strong.
They have taken untold millions that they never toiled to earn, but without our brain and muscle not a single wheel could turn. We can break their haughty power, gain our freedom when we learn that the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever, solidarity forever, solidarity forever, for the union makes us strong. In our hands is placed a power greater than their hoarded gold, greater than the might of atoms magnified 1,000-fold. We can bring to earth a new world from the ashes of the old, for the union